What face do you wear when the audience fades? When the spotlight dims and the applause ceases, who remains in the quiet theater of your own mind? We meticulously curate an image for the world, a self presented for approval and acceptance. But behind the carefully constructed facade, in the unguarded moments when no one is watching, lies a different story. It's in these private spaces, within the silent chambers of our hearts, that the true narrative of our lives unfolds. This isn't about judging the disparity between public persona and private reality. It's about understanding the profound implications of that gap. It's about acknowledging that the choices we make in secret, the thoughts we harbor in silence, are the very threads that weave the fabric of our character. They are the unseen architects of our destiny, shaping our actions, influencing our relationships, and ultimately determining the trajectory of our lives. Consider the weight of unspoken words, the burden of unacknowledged desires, the quiet desperation of unmet needs. These are the shadows that dance in the periphery of our awareness, often dictating our behavior in ways we barely understand. We strive for success, for recognition, for love, often driven by motivations that remain hidden even from ourselves. What are we truly seeking when we chase these external validations? What voids are we attempting to fill? The pursuit of self-knowledge is a journey into uncharted territory, a descent into the depths of our own being. It requires courage, honesty, and a willingness to confront the uncomfortable truths that lie buried beneath layers of conditioning and self-deception. It demands that we question the narratives we've been told, the beliefs we've inherited, and the identities we've constructed. Are you living a life that authentically reflects your values, or are you merely playing a role assigned to you by society, by family, by your own fears? Are you allowing your true self to emerge, or are you suppressing it in order to conform to expectations? These are not easy questions to answer, but they are essential for anyone who seeks to live a life of purpose and meaning. We often believe that our actions are driven by conscious thought, by rational decision-making. But the truth is that much of our behavior is influenced by unconscious patterns, by deeply ingrained habits, and by unresolved emotional wounds. These hidden drivers can sabotage our best intentions, leading us down paths that deviate from our desired course. The journey towards wholeness requires that we bring these unconscious elements into the light of awareness. It demands that we confront our shadows, acknowledge our vulnerabilities, and embrace our imperfections. It's a process of integration, of weaving together the fragmented pieces of ourselves into a cohesive and authentic whole. This is not about achieving perfection, but about embracing our humanity in all its messy, beautiful complexity. It is about the courage to be seen, truly seen, even when no one else is watching. Deeper than the question of what we do, unseen lies the matter of why. What unseen forces compel us toward actions we might disavow in the light of day? The answer, often buried beneath layers of rationalization, resides within the realm of values. These aren't the values we profess, the ideals we trumpet from the rooftops. Rather, these are the operational values, the principles that truly govern our decisions when the stakes are high and the consequences are hidden. For instance, someone might publicly champion environmental conservation, yet privately discard trash on a pristine trail. This dissonance isn't necessarily hypocrisy, but a revealing glimpse into their actual value system. The professed value is aspirational, while the operational value prioritizes convenience or a momentary lack of care. The true compass points not to what we say, but to what we do when no one is keeping score. Consequently, self-awareness demands a rigorous audit of our unseen behaviors. Do your actions align with the person you aspire to be, or do they reveal a hidden set of priorities? This isn't about self-flagellation, but about honest assessment. It's about recognizing the gap between our ideal self and our actual self, and then taking steps to bridge that divide. Another crucial layer is the influence of our past experiences. Childhood traumas, past failures, and unresolved conflicts can all shape our unseen behaviors in profound ways. A person who experienced neglect in childhood, for example, might develop a deep-seated need for validation, leading them to seek approval in subtle, even manipulative ways, even while consciously striving for independence. Now, consider how this applies when you face a moral dilemma in private. Perhaps you discover an error in your favor on a bill. Do you quietly accept the windfall, or do you alert the company to their mistake? The choice you make in that moment reveals more about your character than any number of public pronouncements about integrity. Conversely, our unseen actions can also be a source of strength and resilience. The quiet acts of kindness, the unspoken words of support, the private struggles we overcome, these are the building blocks of our inner fortitude. They are the silent victories that shape our character and empower us to face the challenges of life with greater courage and grace. Building on this, however, it's important to acknowledge the role of self-compassion. The journey of self-discovery is not about striving for perfection, but about embracing our imperfections. It's about recognizing that we are all flawed human beings, capable of both great good and great harm. Furthermore, cultivating a sense of self-compassion allows us to approach our unseen behaviors with greater understanding and acceptance. It allows us to forgive ourselves for our mistakes, to learn from our failures, and to move forward with greater resilience and hope. It provides the space to acknowledge that the journey toward authenticity is a lifelong process, filled with both triumphs and setbacks. Drawing these considerations into a unified perspective, we begin to perceive the unseen self not as a hidden enemy, but as a raw landscape of potential. It is within this untamed territory that the seeds of both our greatest strengths and our most profound vulnerabilities are sown. The challenge, then, is not to eradicate this inner wilderness, but to cultivate it with intention and care. Reflecting on this journey so far, it becomes apparent that the quest for authenticity is not a solitary pursuit. It is a dance between our inner world and the external realities that shape our lives. We are constantly negotiating the tension between our true selves and the roles we play, the values we hold and the pressures we face. The choices we make in these moments of negotiation determine the trajectory of our lives. Do we compromise our integrity for the sake of acceptance? Do we suppress our desires in order to conform to expectations? Or do we find the courage to live in alignment with our deepest values, even when it means standing alone? In light of these insights, the path forward becomes clearer. It is a path that requires both ruthless honesty and unwavering self-compassion. It demands that we confront our shadows, acknowledge our imperfections, and embrace our humanity in all its messy, beautiful complexity. Imagine, if you will, that your life is a garden. The seeds you sow in secret, the thoughts you cultivate in silence, are the very plants that will blossom in the fullness of time. If you sow seeds of kindness, of compassion, of integrity, then your garden will flourish with beauty and abundance. But if you sow seeds of negativity, of resentment, of fear, then your garden will wither and decay. As we pivot towards the final reflection, consider the power you hold to shape your inner landscape. You have the power to choose which seeds you sow, which plants you cultivate, and which weeds you pull. You have the power to create a life that is both authentic and meaningful, a life that reflects your deepest values and fulfills your highest potential. The unseen self is not a fixed entity, but a constantly evolving process. It is a journey, of self-discovery, a lifelong exploration of the depths of our own being. And as we embark on this journey, we must remember that we are not alone. We are all interconnected, all part of a larger web of life. In the quiet moments when no one is watching, we have the opportunity to connect with our true selves, to align our actions with our values, and to create a life that is both authentic and meaningful. It is in these moments that we discover the power to transform ourselves, and in doing so, to transform the world around us. Ultimately, the question of what we do when no one is watching is not merely an ethical inquiry, but a profound invitation. It beckons us to delve into the heart of our own being, to confront the hidden corners of our psyche, and to emerge with a greater understanding of ourselves and our place in the world. It is an invitation to live a life of integrity, authenticity, and purpose. The journey towards self-knowledge is not a destination, but a continuous unfolding. There will be moments of clarity and moments of confusion, times of triumph and times of failure. But through it all, the key is to remain committed to the path, to keep asking the difficult questions, and to keep striving to live in alignment with our deepest values. Consider the metaphor of a sculptor working in solitude. The sculptor chips away at the excess stone, revealing the form that lies hidden within. Similarly, we must chip away at the layers of conditioning, self-deception, and fear that obscure our true selves. We must be willing to confront the uncomfortable truths, to embrace our imperfections, and to emerge as the authentic beings we were always meant to be. The power to transform our lives lies within us, in the choices we make in the quiet moments when no one is watching. It is in these moments that we define our character, shape our destiny, and create the world around us. It is in these moments that we discover the true meaning of freedom. And so, as you step back into the world, remember the lessons you have learned on this journey. Remember the importance of self-awareness, self-compassion, and integrity. Remember that the choices you make in secret have the power to transform your life and the lives of others. The true practice begins now, not in grand gestures or public displays, but in the quiet, consistent choices you make each and every day. Choose kindness, choose compassion, choose integrity, choose authenticity. Choose to live a life that is both meaningful and fulfilling. The world needs your authentic self, your unique gifts, your unwavering commitment to making a positive difference. Embrace the power you hold and let your light shine brightly, even when no one is watching. For it is in those unseen moments that the true beauty of your soul is revealed.